Introduction. Nowadays, we have a lot of devices that people use to keep in touch with the world. I'm going to explain each one of them. We have many ways of communication, like talking on the cell phone, like this man here, sending text messages, using instant messaging like WhatsApp, Line, Messenger, using social networks like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and also we have talking on landline, the telephone we have in the house, and sending emails. We have a lot of programs to send in emails like Hotmail, Gmail, and Yahoo. In the following survey, we will analyze the age, because this is very important, because the younger people use more cell phones and technology than older people. Gender, marital status, and occupation. And finally, we will analyze and determine the percentages. In our project, we made a survey, and we made a question we made some questions with every topic. Each question explains how often people use these devices, and if they don't use them.
The survey questionnaire has a series of questions about networking. First, we have general information questions from people. For our study group, was based on a total of 55 people. To get general information, we ask age, gender, occupation, and marital status. Secondly, we ask about talk on a cell phone with 4 questions. For example, how often do you talk on a cell phone? Do you have a plan to talk on a cell phone? How often do you make or receive cell phone calls? Also, ask about send text message. How often messages are sent, their prefer for sending message, and if they like. Another topic that was asked is about the use of social network, their preferred frequency of use, and which is your favorite social network, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat. And then we also ask about the use of instant messaging. We investigate if the user using apps and your frequency of use. Another issue in the survey is talk in a loud line. The frequency than talk, it prefer talk only for work or talk with friends and family. Finally, in the survey, we asked about sending emails. How often do you send and receive messages, or the frequency of checking emails? And another interesting question is about the use of emails to communicate with another people, not just for work, also for letters and chatting. Finally, we have 25 questions in the survey.
Hello teacher, I am going to talk about the description of people that we make the survey. In this question, what is your age? We make the survey, and people who have 19 to 30 years old are the 83.6%, and then we have the people who have 31 to 40 years old, and we have the 40.5%, and finally we have the people who have 41 to 60 years old, and we have here the 1.9%. Then in the gender, we have the 56.4% are female and the 43.6% are male. Yeah. In the occupation, we have the most, or the survey that make the students, because we realized that the students are the most people who use the cell phone or the social networks. So this survey was applied to the students, and then we have more or less our employees use the social network and the cell phones, and the homemakers have the 7.3% that use these devices. And finally, we have the marital status. In the 18% are single, the 16.4% are married, and the 3.6% are divorced.
I'm going to talk about the results of the survey. For reasons of time, I'll only speak about the result of a question for each topic. With the topic talk on a cell phone, in the question about if you have a plan to talk on the cell phone, a 70.9% say yes and the 29.1% say no. In the next topic about send text messages, in the question about if you receive and send text messages, a 74.1% say yes and 25.9% say no. The next topic is about the use of social networks. In the question about if you use social networks, a 26.4% say yes and 3.6% say no for this question. With the next topic about use instant messaging, in the question about if you use instant messaging apps, 85.5% say yes and 14.5% say no. The topic about talk on a landline, in the question about if you have a landline in your house to call, 65% say yes and 30.5% say no. And the last topic about send email, in the question about if you use different accounts for a specific purpose, like one for social network and another account for college, 74.5% say yes and 25.5% say no.
I'm going to talk about conclusions. We can conclude that nowadays the use of the cell phone is of vital importance for society, due it is the most demanding way of communication today. However, the excessive use of it is the problem that occurs more frequently in the society lately. For this reason, we can say that most people are constantly talking and texting on the phone because there are more facilities to get a plan to talk, send messages, and navigate on the phone. The surveys demonstrate that because it indicates that 17% of people have a plan. On the other hand, the use of the text message had been reduced due to the emergence of instant messaging technology. According to the survey, people prefer the use of phone calls and message than text message. We could also see that the single people are those who use the cell phone more frequently than people in another material status. And this is because they had more free time to navigate in the social networks.